Hi, I'm Marty Baird, and welcome back to session number 3 of Customer Service Mastery. It's been a great series. I've really enjoyed sharing all the tips and ideas and how you can really create that culture of customer service excellence. Video 1 was full of great ideas regarding SMART service standards, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. If you didn't get the checklist, just send me an email. I'll be happy to send it to you. Video 2 really got into the S&P, no more spray and pray. And of course, the manager and supervisor effect. The research out of Harvard was so powerful that the managers and supervisors really have a huge impact on the overall success of an improvement program and ultimately creating a culture of service success. Well, today is really my favorite session because it's all about time and money. And I know many times casinos get together and they say, hey, we're going to improve service, we're going to create a culture of excellence, and they really don't understand the time and money that's involved in the process. So I did some digging and I found some research. We used to call it ASTD, the American Society of Training and Development. And what they found is, on average, to create 1 hour of stand-up training, which is what most customer service training is, you're going to invest between 40 and 183 hours in development. Think about it, 40 to almost 200 hours. So for fun, let's just say we want to do a 5-hour training. The math is the same, whether it's a 1-hour training or an 8-hour training or a full week of training. But for this exercise, let's just say it's 5 hours. So, and if we used 120 hours, kind of a midpoint in there, you're looking at 600 hours of development. Now, 600 hours, that's almost 1/4 of a year of one person's time. And maybe you're not paying those people very much. And maybe you could do it for, say, $15,000, just 25% of their salary. And we're not talking all in with incentives and everything and insurance, because it's probably going to be quite a bit more than that. But that's just the development side. Now, we're huge on you got to have a subject matter expert, or SME. And I'll tell you right now, subject matter experts are very expensive. I happen to be one, and I know. And so it's one of those things that when I get into a project, I'm way more per hour than you're going to pay that development person. So think about it now that you were in at $15,000. You're probably going to pay a subject matter expert like me another $5,000. So you're in it $20,000 and you haven't delivered a minute of training. Now, there's still more that has to be done. You need a PowerPoint, you need a workbook, you need a leader's guide. And before I go on, when it comes to a leader's guide, this little tip that we really think is important is it should use the say, ask, do methodology. And the reason that's so important is it really gives the facilitator an opportunity to succeed, because they know exactly what they should be saying, asking, and doing. And great learning is more about the doing or demonstrating than it is the say and the ask, but by breaking it down that way, it makes it much easier to facilitate. So getting back to the math is you've already spent $20,000, you're in it 1/4 of the year, and if you didn't use say, ask, do, you're probably going to spend even more time because it's harder to facilitate. But now you're ready to do an alpha test, because think about it. Most casinos do a soft grand opening, and the reason they do that is because they need to learn how to do it right. Well, the same thing happens for training and development. So you're going to do some alpha tests, you're going to see sessions that work and times that work and activities that work, and then you may work into a beta test, and then you're going to go through the whole thing and say, okay, what do we know is working and isn't? So now you're in it probably 6 months, and you have something that you're ready to think about taking and facilitating. So time-wise, you were in at $20,000. That didn't include designers to do your workbook, designers to do the leader's guide, the PowerPoint. So let's just round up and say now your budget was $30,000 and your time was 6 to 9 months. Is anyone saying wow right now? because that truly is the case. I mean, to develop a great service training, a situation where you're part of creating that culture of service excellence, you very well could be in it as much as 12 months and easily $50,000. So the reason I share all this is because too many times casinos go into this thinking, oh, in 30 days we can have customer service training ready. And, you know, it's only going to cost us $1,000 or so. Well, that's simply not the case. The research does not support that. And so what you need to understand is it's going to take longer and it's going to cost more than most people think. And the last thing I want to share with you is this is exactly why we created what we call My Blueprint. And My Blueprint takes everything we've learned over the last 20 years of doing customer service training and it gives it all to you. It gives you the workbook, the leader's guide using the Say, Ask, Do, our checklists, our room setups, everything we use to create a customer service culture. And the great part is it's all done. So it isn't going to take 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or 12 months. All you have to do is on the bottom of this video, it says learn more about My Blueprint. Click the link. It'll share all the details of everything that's included. And I know you're wondering, well, how much is it going to be? Well, guess what? It's not going to be the $20,000 or $30,000 you would have spent to develop your own. It's going to be much, much less than that. What we wanted to do is we wanted to make it affordable, fast, and stress-free. So again, please go to the bottom, click the link, learn all about it, and get your copy of My Blueprint. Before I end the final session, number one, I want to thank you. Number two, if you only take away this one little bit from this video series, please let it be this. The most important thing you can do is take action. Whether it's creating a SMART goal, or whether it's getting the managers, supervisors involved, or whether it's, you know, looking and learning about My Blueprint, the key is taking action. And I'm reminded of this Chinese proverb that said, the best day to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best day is today. So think about that. The best day to start creating a culture of service excellence would have been 6 months before your casino opened. The reality, though, is the second best day is right now. So please take everything I shared with you, everything you learned, and start taking action right now. Because the difference between where you are today and where you'll be next year is the action that you're taking immediately. Again, I'm Marty Baird. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for watching these videos. If you liked them, send me an email. If you didn't like it, send me an email. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to hear what's working in your casino and what you'd like help with. Have a great rest of the day, and it's really been a pleasure sharing these videos. Thanks again.